Bailey's here to see you, ma'am.
Send him in.
Good evening, Mrs. Potter.
Good evening, George. Cigar?
No thank you. So, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but what is it exactly that you wanted to see me about?
See, that's just what I like about you, George. Always right to the point. George, I'm an old woman and most people hate me. But I don't like them either, so that makes it all even. You know just as well as I do that I run practically everything in this town, save the building alone. And you also know that for many years I've been trying to take control. Or kill it. But I haven't been able to do it. You have stopped me, George, and in fact, you have beaten me. And as anyone in this county can tell you, that takes some doing. Let's take during the Great Depression. You saved the building alone, and I saved all the rest.
Well, most people say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George, the suckers. Now I've stated my side very clearly. Let's take a look at yours. Young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, $40 a week.
45.
45, which, after supporting your mother and paying your bills, you're able to keep, say, 10, if you skip. Which, after you come to line, you wouldn't be able to keep the 10. Now, if this young man was a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say he was doing just fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. He's an intelligent, smart, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building almost as much as I do. A young man who's been dying to get out of here ever since he was born. A young man, smartest one in the crowd, mind you, who has to sit back and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped him, murdering his life away, playing nursemaid to a bunch of unwashed garlic leaders. Now, do I paint a grand picture or do I exaggerate?
Now, what's your point, Mrs. Potter?
My point is I want to hire you, George.
Hire me?
I want you to run my affairs, manage my properties. George, I'll start you at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest home in town, buying your wife a bunch of nice clothes, a couple of trips to New York, maybe some to Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? Say, you're not talking to somebody else around here. You remember me. This is George Bailey.
George Bailey, whose ship has just come in. Friday has brains enough to climb aboard.
Well, how about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man. Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year starting today. That was a deal or isn't it?
Well, Mrs. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance. I just wonder if maybe it'd be possible for you to give me 24 hours to, think it over.
Sure. You could talk to your wife.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers.
All right, Mrs. Potter. No, I don't need 24 hours. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now, the answer is no. No, doggone it, no. You sit around here, you spin your little web, think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mrs. Potter. The old vast configuration things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider.